So this video is a full in-depth video on the latest Zulus 4K scope. It's quite a long video, almost an hour, so get yourself a copy, sit down and enjoy. So the Zulus 4K night and day tube scope, is it any good? Let's find out. Okay folks, here's a look at the latest DNT scope, the Zulus 4K. So unboxing man, comes in a great box and all the items you'd expect. First off is the cleaning cloth, comes in a little envelope like this. And then looking in it, the first thing on top we'll get the quick start sheet. And this helps you to basically go through all the main points of operating the scope. But you've also got what is the main manual, which is fully inclusive of everything you need to know. And this is what you get in the box. Your scope is the main thing. Some great scope rings, really high quality. Yeah, they'll do the job. You've also got a rubber eyepiece and a sunshade. On the top there you can see the main operating wheel, and using that for the zoom and also getting into the menu. Comes with a data cable and a Allen key as well. It also comes with two dust caps for each end, and there's your main power source and all your different buttons for recording and switching to colour, black and white and brightness modes. The battery goes in the side and it's a 21700 battery for more power. And there again you've got the wheel you can turn for zoom, and the top one you press for your menu. Okay, I'll be removing the Goyojo scope off of the T20, replacing it with the DNT 4K scope. And the information on this I can then put into that, zero it in, and it should be okay to use. Really good scope rings. I'll lock in piece on both sides, lock into that. Very chunky. So just need to loosen this one up. Right, that's done. I can screw on the back. There we go. Right, so unfortunately it don't look like this is the kind of scope that can record the information like the Thermite 225 does. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn on the Goyojo, which was last used on the rifle. I'll get the ballistic information off of this, put it into that. Then we'll zero it at the zero range and it should all then work. I'll just turn it on. Focus ring at the front. This in really well, that did. So record button. There's one on the right. So a short press will start record. So I'm going for the centre of the target. See where that went? High and to the left. Zooming in, you can use the top turret. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come out of the record and I'm going to set the actual scope to the target. So press on the 0, come down to the freeze frame, press down to tell it to freeze, and then turn it to the right to switch it on. Okay, so it's on there. So I'm come down to the X, press that, come down to the Y, press that, come down and press save. Okay, start recording again. There we go. Right, I'm going to go for that one. Oh shit. I'm another shot. There's one in there. Okay. We're not far off at that. Okay. So 24 times. Just make sure that's fully focused. About as good as it gets, I think. So come back out again. Okay. It's coming to 17 meters. And that's out of pellets anyway. Yeah, pretty good. Quick press of the turret also brings picture in picture on, I'll show you. So I'm going to press the top now, picture in picture. So that magnifies around 4 times, looking at that. We're in 4K at 30 frames per second at the moment. So let's last switch over to the 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now, if you look now on the bottom rail, it says FHD or Full HD, so we're now in 1080p. So that is the difference between that and the 4K. You can actually tell by the quality. Look, that only zooms in 12 times as well. So you'd be better off keeping it in 4K, I think. So I'll go back to 4K. That's a Zulus using the Starvis version 2. Now the Starvis processor sensor is so good. It can almost see in the dark without the light. It can see better than what the human eye can. So in moonlight you'd be able to use it without a night vision scope. When it's dark you would need an IR torch. That's why they said this would be more minimalistic. So they're cutting down on weight and everything. So if you did want to shoot at night in total darkness, you'd need to invest in a infrared torch, either an 850 nm or 940 nm. That's in the black and white mode. And I'll press the rear button to get a range. It's coming back as 20 meters or 22 yards it'll be. There we are. There's the old underlook. There's the pellet still rising at that distance. So I'll just load another magazine or do some random shooting. But that is the initial views through the latest Zulus 4K. More like a traditional scope, and really light as well. Lighter than a lot of the optical scopes because there's not as many lenses in it. But not bad value either. It's either 550 or 650. I'll have to look at that. It's not a lot. Okay then. Black and white mode. Raise to target. 20. Bit of old underlook because the pellet's still rising. And we're at. To download the media from a scope to a computer, you'll need to plug in the supplied USB-C cable. Once recognised, go to the folder and copy or cut and paste to your computer folder. You can also download the media to your mobile phone or device and do it that way as you record the video. The internal hard drive is 64GB less any system information. I would like to have done this with a scope's eye view, but I can't really do that the way the scope's set up. But this is a main manual. There's a PDF file which you can download. So it's about 28 pages long. But there's your main title screen with all the different features. And it's also got the quick start guide included as well, so it even covers that. So then, description, it's for the Zulus 4K tube style digital and night vision scope. If you look at the package contents, I've only got 2 queries on this. My box was unopened, it had the cellophane on it. There was no 2 screws, I don't know what they'd be for, and there was no flat top battery in it either. So maybe if you order one of these, you might get a battery sent with it. I know some do that, they send battery plus charger. But in my box, the last 2 on the list, the screw ×2 and the 21700 battery flat top, were not in it. All the rest were. So specifications: frame rate, resolution 3840. 2160, so that's 4K, frame rate 60 frames per second, that's on your sensor. Video record resolution 1920 by 1080, base magnification is 3, digital magnification on the 4K, it goes right up to 24 from 3, and then on the 1920 by 1080 it goes from 3 to 12, which you'll probably recall on my testing of the 2 resolutions. Eye relief is 2.6 inches or 65mm. Diopter adjustment plus 3D. Display spec micro OLED 1920 by 1080. Refresh rate 60 Hz. Battery type is 21700 battery flat top. Operating time 6 hours. So if you was recording for all that time, you'd probably be coming out less than 6 hours. So when you put the time down, that is your maximum time. So be aware of that. Just carry a spare battery. You've got plenty of nighttime shooting there, or daytime, whatever. External power supply, 5V type C USB. So if you want to put a battery pack on, you want a 5V USB-C type. Net weight 24.3 ounces or 690 grams, and it does feel light for a scope, unlike a lot of optical ones. Dimensions 347 by 83 by 65.3mm, which is 11.4mm long by 2.7 and 2.1 inches. Memory's got a built-in 64GB memory card, waterproof to IP67, so if you're out in the rain it's not going to damage it. Wi-Fi app, yes. Operation distance 5 meters to 1200 meters, or 5 to 1300 yards. Operating temperature -20 plus 50°C or -4 Fahrenheit to 122 Fahrenheit. Recoil rating 50 BMG, so you don't need to worry about putting it on a rifle. Features: 4K Sony Starvis sensor at 38 by 40 by 2160 resolution. Ultra HD image quality, micro OLED display, 1920 by 1080 resolution at 60 Hz. 4K is 30 frames per second mode. Supports 3 to 24 times zoom with lossless digital zoom, available for 3 to 6 with the 1080, but that's got a 60 frames per second mode. Supports 3 to 12 zoom, 1300 yards laser rangefinder, built-in picture-in-picture or PIP, colour image in low light conditions, one-shot zeroing, 5G Wi-Fi for high-speed data transmission, 64GB internal memory. So they're the features. Here's a quick look of the scope. This one fitted with sunshade. It's a good idea. Now, a lot of people, when they first got some of the DNT scopes, were having aftermarket 3D printed sunshades, but now DNT is actually making them themselves. So it comes as part of the kit, which is great. They do listen and they do react and make improvements where they can. So your main focus rings at the front. The main tool here, that's for zooming in or clicking on top. A long press will get you to the menu. Your battery goes in the right hand side, so these don't actually do anything. It's all done either with a turret on top or at the back here. On the side you've got a USB-C port. It's got a plastic stopper there to stop any water getting in or anything. Power button is at the front. Right at the back you've got your rangefinder. You press that, it will range the target. One press on the top of that will get you to PIP. You've got your record button on the right, and then your power indicators just there, right in between the two buttons. Day and night mode, long press on that will switch from colour to black and white. Now, if you're in the moonlit conditions, you probably won't even need a torch, but if it's totally dark, you're going to need an infrared torch to add to the cost. Ocular adjustment there, that's so you can adjust the view of the reticle to your own eye, make it nice and sharp, and then you've got a screw on rubber eye cap if you want to use it. So they're the main parts of the scope. Power supply, basically self-explanatory. I think I've gone over that. Just make sure it's fully charged before you put it in. Now the cable that comes with it, this is a data cable. It's just so you can upload your films to a computer. It's not there really to charge your battery up. So when you do need to recharge your battery, take it off there and put it through a normal battery charger. It's always best to do that anyway. So on-screen displays, this is what you're looking at when you look through the scope. It's basically telling you what each item is. So you've got a recording indicator is number 1 up here. So if you are going to record, a long press will manually record, a short press will take you to the raw or recall activation. So you got PIP, obviously at the top there. You got about 4 times zoom on that. Ballistic solution 4, so that tells you your MRAD or whatever you're using, range to target, and what your adjustment is. And this can be set for holdover, where it will actually move the cross itself, the reticle. Current screen brightness levels is number 7, which is there, and that can be operated from your scope as well. Current time, so when you do get your scope, you put your date and time in there, straight away it will basically give that information when it plays back. And it's got current magnification. Current icon indicates black and white mode or colour mode. So you've got a moon there at night, you'll have the sun symbol in the daytime on colour. Gyroscope level, when you're setting the scope up for the first time, it's a good idea to set up the gyroscope. So if you're canting up, well, if you're elevating or lowering the elevation of your scope, if you're pointing up a tree, if you do the gyroscope, it will make the adjustments and it will appear then on the ballistics app. So it will take that into account. Your built-in memory, Wi-Fi, only shows when Wi-Fi is on. 15 current icon indicates 4K mode or your 1080 mode, which will be FHD for full high definition. Got your microphone, if that's active or not. And that is 16, where are we? That's just there. So if you are recording, you want to talk or whatever, or hear the shot, make sure that is on. 17 ballistic profiles. So it's got several profiles in here, and you can set that up for different rifles with different projectiles, or both. DNT logo is there. Holdover point of impact, just here, look, you see it in green. Gyroscopic vertical level 20, so that's up and down, and that is your cant. Then you got your ranging reticle there, 21, just there. That's what shows up that box when you put on your laser rangefinder. That is the box where you need to be aiming at, or aiming it from. So just a quick look at the control description. As you can see, 8 is the menu button there, which is here. Status is on. So pip, short press of that will show you the pip, or bring the pip up, or another short press will take it off. A long press brings you into the menu. When you are in the menu, short press to confirm what you're selecting. A long press takes you back out of it. Reticle 0 in. Short press to confirm. Data settings, it's all self-explanatory. The rotary control on top, just by rotating it right and left, zooms in or out. The long press in the middle obviously gets to your menu. Reticle 0 in. Date and time values, all that sort of thing. Power on, a long press will switch it on. A long press will also take it off. A short press will take it into standby mode, and press it again, it will bring it back on. And that's by your short press, look there, brings it back on. Reticle 0 in, freeze frame and unfreeze is a short press. Your colour, so adjusting brightness, a short press. A long press, switch to black and white or colour modes. Recording, a short press will start it and a short press will end it. A long press will send you into the recoil activated one if you want to use that. And you got the ballistics calculation on and off. A short press will show or hide ranging distance. A long press will turn off ranging, and also perform ranging and ballistic calculation. So that is the buttons and how to use them. Quick start guide, this is what you get on the sheet in the box. So it tells you how to turn it on and off. Enabling standby mode, ocular adjustment, focus adjustment. I won't go through all this because it's self-explanatory. There's your top ring and your day and night buttons. Look, quick start guide again. You've got your loop recording, recoil activation, you have manual mode, you have duration extension, and you have off. Menu list, long press of the menu to enter settings. There are currently 11 different sections in total. Once you are in the settings, rotate the magnification ring clockwise or anti-clockwise to navigate up or down. Short press the button 8 to select an option, and a long press to come out of it. So what you can see here are the different items within the menu. So your top one is your Wi-Fi. Below that you've got your 0, and we can do one shot 0. And you've got your reticle, and there's 9 different reticles and 5 different colours: red, green, yellow, black, white. Below that you've got your ballistic calculator. Turn it on or off. Mine is usually always on. Ballistic data settings, aiming method, holdover or dial-in. Display ballistic MRAD, minute of angle, centimetres, inches and off. Then you've got your pip settings. You can have it left, centre or right. And then you've got your 4K or 1080p options, remembering that it's 30 frames per second in 4K and 60 frames in 1080. So if you want to do slow motion shots and slow it down in editing, you'll get better results from the 60 frames per second, although the image quality won't be as good as the 4K. Then you've got the recoil activated video, laser rangefinder setting under that. From here on, you've got to select between natural mode and enhanced colour mode. I normally have it on enhanced colour. It just basically pops the colours out and everything. Gives you a good picture, I think. You might prefer it natural, I don't know. Personal choice, really. Below that, you've got your function settings. So auto power off. So after 10, 20 or 30 minutes, it will automatically go to standby mode if you've not really done anything with it. And you've got loop recording you can set to off. So if you're doing it manually, you might be wanting to record for more than the 5 minutes. But if you don't do anything, it'll either do 1, 3 or 5 minutes. Audio recording, you can have it on or off. I have it on all the time. Gyroscope on or off, and calibration. So just make sure to calibrate your gyroscope and you won't need to go back to it again. And you've got screen brightness, 5 levels of that. In your system settings, you can do your date and time, language. You've got English, French, Spanish, German and Italian. You can also format your card here, restore your default settings, available storage and the version. So main functions, you've got your reticle zeroing, it tells you how to do all that. Same again, range finding, using your laser range finder. So you've got continuous ranging, long press the menu button and basically go through the information it tells you here. Got a single pulse ranging and timed ranging. You've got ballistic built-in calculator, long press the main menu button to get into that and can set up your ballistic calculator, toggle it on, ballistic data settings. After opening the ballistic calculator in the settings, select ballistic data settings, proceed the following screens. Well, this one on here, I actually set mine up actually at this point. There's your main one, because most of the time you'll be using your mobile phone to upload the information, but you can do it that way as well. But yeah, so you'll switch on your Wi-Fi or whatever, or Bluetooth. There's your profiles A to E, and basically you'll go through all the process. There's your colour enhancements, normal or colour enhancement there. App user menu, so if you've not got the app yet, if you scan these through your mobile phone, you can use Android or the Apple app connection. So that is what you're basically looking for. So it's a Zulus 2 4K. If you can see that there, you know you've got the right one. Unless you've got multiple scopes, so it'll be a different number here. But yeah, that's what you'll be looking for. The phone talks to the scope and vice versa, and it logs in. You'll get this sort of thing up, and there's your device there. Will show up. You can also use this to do the firmware update as well. There's some warnings. I think this is for the laser, I think, and that is it. So that's a quick look through the full menu. So if you can't see the print on the menu, just do what I've done here. Download the manual and you can get it on your computer and look through it that way. So that is a quick look through the menu and how to use a scope. Okay, I can't believe it. It's pitch black outside. Even in colour, it's picked everything up. Now, short press of the left hand button, put the brightness up. That's level 6, back to 1. Okay, recording again. That's an old apple. If that was a rat, it won't be around anymore, would it? And that's it, we're empty. So that's a quick look through the Zulus at night. And that is the Zulus 4K tube scope. Okay. Let's look up in the trees there. The actual torch is on level 1. $20 yards to the king. There's a bench I normally sit at. So the bush there, 10 yards. Butterflies 17. Shed 23. So that's the second level on the IR scope, on the IR torch. Zoomed all the way in. Zoomed all the way out. Let's focus. Range to target. 52 yards. Okay, so that's a view through the Zulus at night. I'm going to switch the torch off, and you can, there's this process so good it's still picking up in the dark. No moonlight, just overhead cloud, but it's still enough to pick out everything. And right, the laser still works, so if you can see it, you can shoot it. Okay then, I've been using the scope now for the last couple of days. I really think it's a good scope. Lightweight, very clear, a lot better quality picture than the standard resolution one. But one of the main differences this time is that they've listened to comments from the shooters that are colourblind and changed the basic reticle colours on the markers for those that are colourblind. So people are colourblind to red and green, but now they've come out with a yellow, a black or a white range marker, which will help quite a bit with people that's got colour blindness. So just before my final conclusion, I'm going to show you the differences that you can expect to see through the reticle with the markers, and I'll go through all the different reticles and what you can see through the scope. So let's carry on. Okay, one of the really good things that's been changed now on the scope are the laser range finding reticle markings. Now, quite a few people with colour blindness said they couldn't see the red or the green. So now you've got 5 different options. You've got white and black and yellow. So sport for choice, and obviously you can pick one to contrast with the reticle colour. So if I press the rangefinder now, that one's red. The next one, so this one's a green. The next one is, so there's the yellow. I've changed the reticle colour so it contrasts with the marker. So the next one is, so you see this one's black. And finally, we've got white. So there you go, you can now pick your colour of oldover. You can also pick your choice of oldover. This one is a cross. You can pick your reticle colour to contrast with the oldover point. I'll now show you the different oldovers that you've got a choice of. So that's a different one there, look. That's a cross with 2 arrows either side of it. There are 3 options. This is option 1. So this is option 2. And finally, option 3. And that's basically an arrow pointing up. So they're all your 3 holdover marker points, which are 3. And now finally go into all the different reticles you've got. Reticle 1, reticle 2, reticle 3, reticle 4. Now obviously I'm changing colours on some of these, but whatever you pick your colour, it will remain. Reticle 5, Reticle 6 if you want a really small one. Reticle 7, very similar to some of the red dot type scopes. Reticle 8. Reticle 9, which is similar to the small cross, but in this case it's just a dot. So finally you can hide the reticles altogether if you just want to use it like a spotting type scope, but 9 reticles in all. So I'm going to try this setup for the time being. So I've got a round circle with a small cross in the centre. So I want to laser range find it using the red cross. Seems to work alright for me. I'm not colour blind, so the red works quite well. So if you are colour blind, that's a red cross. Okay, I'm just going to go through the process of using the data cable to download the information from the scope. So I've actually switched the scope on. As you can see the blue light. I'm going to plug the connector in. This is one of my USB-Cs. You don't need the one out of the box, but it'll all work. Now what I've found, I've been getting this box coming up each time I plugged it in. It says some kind of error. So if it comes up, just click scan and fix, and then click repair drive. It won't damage any files. Click OK, and then it comes up and up. So just click on that, and these are all the files I've just done concerning the reticles and everything to do with the reticle. So I'm just going to highlight all these. I'm going to press cut, come out of that, go into where I store my film folders. I'm going to create a new folder for this because there's quite a lot of video files. I'm going to paste them onto that. Let it get on with that, and I can then use them for my film editing. Now, is there anything I've changed about the scope if I could? No. What I would like to see is the user interface that you can see on this Zulus 4K and the Zulus version 2. I would like to see that interface on the older Zuluses, the version 1. Whether that can be done with a firmware update, or if maybe the camera's in the wrong position to actually record that view, and we like this semi-scope view. That would be good if you could do a firmware update on the version 1s. But failing that, yeah, it's right up to date, this one. The only issue I did find with this was when I tried to connect it to the mobile phone, it will connect to the scope, but the scope didn't show up on the scope list. So I have contacted DNT and hopefully they'll get back to me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but we'll go back over that and I will do that as a separate video. Now the way I got around that, I just went onto the scope settings and set the scope up in the actual ballistic settings, doing it manually within the screen. So you can set the scope up not using the mobile phone if you want, and I had to do it that way. But hopefully I'll get it sorted so it does work through the mobile phone. So things to look for will be the video on setting the scope up with your mobile phone and using it through that for updating your ballistics, and also for recording through your phone of any videos you're taking. But that is basically it for that part. So finally then, is the scope any good? You bet your life it is. It's light in weight. If you prefer a conventional looking scope, this will suit you. 4K is fantastic resolution. You can go back to high definition at 1080p with a 60 frame rate if you want to do some slow motion shots through editing. The standard 4K is 30. I will be doing some more videos with this, showing you the complete menu and how to use it. But I think we've gone far enough for the first video, quite a long video. So there we go. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. Price wise, it's £650, so not a lot more than the conventional Zulus. But yeah, I think it will suit a lot of people. So thanks for watching this part of the video, and we'll see you next time with the Zulus 4K tubed scope. So I'll see you then.